Good morning, Blake.
Morning, how are you?
Live.
We live, are we?
I think we're trying a new technology today, so it's possible we're talking to ourselves, and it's possible that 10 million people are watching right now. We'll never really know until after the fact.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get it going.
I think we're online. Looks like we are. Cool. How are you going? I'm joining from the coffee shop today, as you can tell. I've even got a coffee.
That looks like a very, very nice coffee shop. I wish I was in that coffee shop right now. That's a really good-looking coffee machine
Like a
behind you.
barista back there.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's important. I think it's what I miss the most is hanging out at coffee shops. Oh, well, do you want to get started? We've got some
Let's do it.
incredible, as always, listings that have sold in the last few weeks, and then we'll follow it up with some of our favorite listings that are live right now, available for people to purchase. Let me share my screen, and I'll bring up this first one that was sold. So I think we all should be checking that out right now. The World of Turntables. Pretty cool one.
So cool, right? One, I wish I had bought it myself because how cool are turntables?
You have one myself, actually. I'm a hipster.
You are a hipster. You've even got the hipster beard and the hipster locks on top of that head of yours. So the World of Turntables, how good is this? So I guess the point here is that there is so much variety. There's so much depth and breadth of content available on Flippa. In this particular case, it's an Amazon affiliate website. It's been around for a couple of years, 3 years. It's making a little bit each month. In this case, 450 odd each month. But of course, as we go through, Ben, we often talk about the power of organic search. We talk about how good it is to have strong keywords. In this particular case, 90% organic search. It's had strong, consistent traffic growth for some period of time. And some of these keywords are really, really strong. So Bluetooth turntable, Bluetooth record player, warped vinyl, and then some specific product reviews, the Bose Solo 5 review. So this particular blog is something which is really easy to optimize. It's easy to optimize because clearly the owners work so hard on a really, really strong natural backlink profile. It's got great on-page SEO, and it's sold for $15,500, which is a great result. As I said, it's doing, call it 450. So let's say $5,000 a month. $5,000 per annum, right, in net profit, and therefore you're looking at around 3 times.
Yeah, and I don't know if you even noticed, but this one actually sold in a week. It was on our platform for 7 days. So pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so you and I don't talk about this too much, but being a platform which has the world's largest number of buyers globally, you do get a lot of attention. And so in this particular case, there were nearly 1,200 buyer views, which is exactly the type of demand you're looking for when you're trying to sell something. And to move an asset in a week at $15,000 is great.
Yeah, no, spectacular. Let's jump over to the next one. This one's a game, I believe, that sold for a nice chunk of change there, $125,000. Looks like just about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change. So let's try to look at why someone was willing to pay a chunk of change for this. So it's the Crime Coast Gang Wars app. It's clearly a game. It's both an iOS and Android game, so they've got both platforms stitched up. They make the available app. The app is available on each one of those platforms for free. They've had over 1 million downloads. They've got 16,500 reviews at an average 4.5 out of 5 score. So that's strong. It gives you the bones of an asset which you can build upon. Clearly, there's a community which likes the game. Otherwise, they wouldn't have reviewed it as such. There's nothing like good, strong reviews. Reputation management is really, really important. And of course, through this really tough time that we're all going through right now, do we need to mention it again? Mr. Coach from, significant growth. So it showed consistent performance for a long period of time and then saw some really, really nice spikes between March and where we are today in August. So that's really, really nice to see. Before that time, they were averaging around $2,500 net profit a month. That then jumped to 8.5 and even 9 into late June.
I think that's what April there. It saw that massive peak.
Yeah, so really, really strong. Games are hot for obvious reasons. There's a lot of idle time right now.
Yeah.
And it's got a combined number of downloads, 3.4 million downloads. It's got a big Facebook page. So I don't actually see the daily active users on this listing here, but given they've got a strong community.
In there, down here, 5,100 daily.
Okay, there you go, 5,100 daily, which is 9,700 weekly active, 20,200. Tell why this asset was popular.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool how it was monetized as well. I think it's, I'll be honest, I don't play a lot of mobile games. I think they monetize through micro acquisitions. So you're basically in the game, buying a hammer or whatever in this game. It's a pretty cool concept. I love that.
Yep.
Get a little addicted.
Fantastic.
To buy a lot. All right, let's jump to one more, completely different from what we were just looking at. And
yeah.
There you are. We have the Hollywood Gazette, but it's from Hollywood, Florida. So don't get too excited. It's not Hollywood, California.
Yeah. Hollywood, Florida. Again, how good is that? Just such niche content. Someone who's had an asset for, in this case, been 19 years.
Right.
How good is that? When you hold an asset for that long, it's great to see this individual realize some value from that invention, I suppose, 19 years ago. Built on the WordPress platform, it's a blog. It's making a little bit of money through AdSense, some additional monies through it looks like sponsorship. They had a printed newspaper for 20 years. Yeah. And in this particular case, they've sold the online component. They've never really monetized the website. So the reason this is quite attractive to buyers is you've got a clean slate here.
Absolutely.
And that's a really important piece. So, when you've got an asset which is consistently performed well for 19 years, you can take that over with confidence that you understand seasonality, confidence you understand what content works and what doesn't work, and then you can add on whatever your revenue optimization layers are.
Yeah, no, very cool. I'm going to keep track of this one because I'm curious if the new owner is going to kind of keep it as it is and hit those people in Florida for some local content, or if they're going to take that, just the name, the Hollywood Gazette, and try to pivot this into something more ritzy ditzy California.
Yeah, and look, this is an interesting situation for me, because most of our assets get lots and lots of buyer views, but of course that's not necessarily what you need. What you need is just to find one single right buyer. In this particular case, and this still sounds like a lot, but in a Flippa context isn't as high as we often see. There are only 700 views of this asset, but clearly there was a buyer who was ready to jump up and down and snap it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I tell people that all the time. You're not selling T-shirts. You don't need 1,000 people. You just need the one that's interested. So
yeah, that's right.
People
so Ben, what are we talking about next? We've got 3 great assets, do we?
Oh, well, there's, hundreds, of course, but we're going to talk about 3 today because we know y'all don't have all day to talk. I'm going to jump to this one first. Not sure why it's doing that weird black thing. Recruitment Guru.
Yeah.
Recruitment.guru. Excuse me. I didn't even know that was the way you can finish a website. But Recruitment.guru, this one's, already look at the attention it's getting. Over 9,000 views. 14 bids on this one already, still a few weeks left. And you'll see why, you see it in the headline here. It's a 5-year-old job site that is focused 100% on the Indian market, and even more niche than that on government jobs. Within the Indian market. And according to the listing, it's, I obviously don't know that market that well myself, but they're basically focused on people kind of just out of college looking for a first-time role in government. And one great thing they also mentioned is they're actually kind of solving a pain point, which any great business, kind of solves a pain. They're saying that Indian government, just like the government anywhere, it's quite convoluted and confusing to navigate their own websites. So they've kind of created this to help people really sift through the nonsense and find the jobs that they want. So it's always great to see something that's actually solving a real problem out there. And then, I mean, the numbers, I mean, look at these numbers, kind of insane. 5 years, been around for 5 years, doing over almost $5,400 in profit a month. Obviously quite a population in India. So you're getting 4 million page views a month on average, almost 2 million unique visits a month. And pretty steady. It looks like it went down a little bit recently, but
yeah,
I mean, that's over 5 years. Absolutely stunning.
And so who lists the job? Do we know who's listing the jobs on the site? Is it that the government agencies are listing the jobs? There's a community listing the jobs. Do we know?
Yeah, so I'm not positive how they pull it, but he does mention that he has a team in place that's already kind of writing for this website.
Okay.
So he basically says beyond customer support, it's all kind of in place and essentially runs itself.
Yeah.
For that kind of money, if you're doing $5,000 a month in profit, you can hire some customer support staff as well and really just become CEO and spend, probably 5-10 hours a week on this and be making quite a profit.
Yep.
So,
the other thing I should quickly add about this listing, Ben, is that's a good listing description. This is exactly what we encourage you. As people know, Flippa's a marketplace. We're not a broker. And so it is incumbent upon sellers to pitch themselves really well. And this is a great pitch.
Yeah, no, I love he's got the highlights. He's got, an executive summary. He went through the time and he's going to make a sale. I mean, as I said, there's already quite a lot of traction on this. So good for him. It'll be exciting to watch and see what happens.
Stuff.
Right. All right, let's jump to another end of the spectrum. This one here is a furniture blog on a much lower level. We don't have the reserve in front of us, but currently already, again, getting some attention. 5 bids, already at 1,500 with, again, about 3 weeks left. Another 100 people watching this one. So personally, I love this one because this one's super attainable for anyone who's kind of just getting started. It's hopefully not going to go for, I guess for his sake, maybe it'll sell for $1 million, but most likely at $400 a month, it'll go more in the $10,000 to $15,000 range for something great to get started.
Yeah.
But it's an incredible opportunity for someone to get started. It's 5 years old. As I said, focused on furniture, particularly leather.
Yeah.
And before even looking at these, I love this. We've got this module from SEMrush. Look what they rank on. Best leather sofa brands. How to fix scratched leather. I mean, these leather scratch repair. I mean, these are very common search terms if you're in the market for a leather couch or already own a leather couch.
And you know what? There's something to say about practicality. And they're very practical keywords that are going to rank for a very long time, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Quick one, Ben. Isn't the COVID impact fascinating? So you've got an asset here which is all about leather sofas, and
Super cool.
this asset about leather sofas experienced a spike in traffic between March and July.
Yeah,
It's just that is wild. So people are sitting at home and all of a sudden they want to know all about leather sofas because maybe they might fix up their home and buy a new one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've been sitting on that couch too long, and since you're not spending money at the restaurants or whatnot, you got money for a couch. Or maybe you're sitting on it so much you need to repair it, so you're looking up how to fix it.
Yeah.
One way or another.
One thing I will add, and we will need to talk to the seller about this, but he's represented a zero cost base here, and even if it's just hosting, there will be a cost. Right. So we encourage all of our buyers to inquire as to what those costs are, and we will follow up with this seller immediately after this session to see what he says about those costs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. First thing I always tell anyone I'm talking to personally on Flippa is the most important thing to do is strike up a conversation. And you can see right here, I always love looking at who the seller is because, I mean, this guy, 100% positive feedback, 15 transactions, $85,000. Obviously someone who's done well over the past in Flippa and you can trust, fully verified. So hit him up, say hi to Ethan, and maybe you'll be the new leather sofa king. And let's jump over to the final one for today. This is a big boy.
Yeah.
This is a big boy. This is an Amazon FBA business. Been around for 7 years. I mean, I don't even know where to start with one, to be honest, Blake. The stats are just, I mean, this is a powerful business. They are doing $35,000 in profit a month.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
basically
very big product.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's an Amazon business. They're selling, from what I understand, kind of business and industry supplies. So anything from pens and paper clips to probably chalkboards and desks, things like that. They have over 250,000 listings on Amazon.
Yep.
And this is something the first question I would probably want to ask these guys about is they claim to have a proprietary technology that's helping them with their fulfillment process and their listing process. I mean, to me, that's the key in understanding what this business is what is this technology that's allowing them to manage 250,000 listings on a very small team. But yeah, as I said, I mean, the stats are just ridiculous. 11,000 ratings at a 92% feedback, 1.7 million revenue and 400,000 profit in last year, profit margin of 20%, a database of 72,000 customers. I mean, talk about some retargeting power, just absolutely phenomenal. And, based on the profit, the monthly profit of 35,000, this is obviously something that is worth quite a bit to a new owner. But I'm sure there is someone out there looking for this.
Yep. Plenty of buyers right now interested in Amazon FBA businesses. So that is super cool to see. It looks like it's got a lot of traction already. Yeah. It's only recently listed on the platform. So get in there, ask some questions. Clearly you've got a consistent performer here. One of the things that I like to check out is why someone's selling. And you can obviously dig a bit deeper into this. But in this particular case, there's nothing not to like. It looks like they're retiring. They've been running the business now for some period of time. It looks like 7 years. So 7 years is a long time in business, particularly if it's a fast growth business, a good quality business. It's a long time. So that's the reason why they're selling it, and good opportunity for somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, as you said, there's already some traction. This is actually going to be in our daily email that goes out. This will be out tomorrow. So these numbers will go up. So if you're interested and you're watching this right now, I would dive in before they get bombarded with requests into the punch. Everyone's always excited about the first one in. So get to it. Well, that's great.
Fantastic.
I mean, we can go on, but I think we'll leave it there.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening in.
Yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday at same time, same place. Cheers, y'all.
Same place. Definitely the same place. Alrighty. Bye.